Zinedine Zidane became the most famous French football player in a country, France, where every time you turn on the TV, somebody has something to say against the people from the suburbs, the people who don't have money, the people who come from North Africa, and the Muslims. For the 32 years that I live in France, they never stopped having debates about Arabs, Muslims, these people are in our country, blah, 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 etc., etc. And there's like a little smell of in the country of freedom and fraternity and liberty, the little smell of racism all the time. And when you turn on TV in France, me as a kid, when I arrived in France at 7 years old, when I used to turn on TV, I didn't think about it early at 7 years old. But the more I grew up, the more I was like, damn, those people on TV that don't look like me. And it took a lot of time to see diversity in French television. And one day, around 19, I went to see a friend of mine who lived in the UK. And when I arrived there, the guy at the bank not only was black, he was also gay. His suit was purple, and he had long dreadlocks going to his ass. And I was like, what's going on here? And the guy was working at the bank as like a bank manager. And I was like, what? Because out there in France, you cannot even have earrings to work at a bank. You could not even have a piercing, a nose piercing to work at fucking KFC when there's only black people going at that time. And so that's where we grew up in. And then through football, we had one of our first heroes. Zinedine Zidane became the best football player in the whole wide world, but in France, in the French team, Zinedine Zidane was everything. And great career, amazing moves, amazing football player. And then one day there was the game against Italy, and it was his last game. And because it was his last game, he kind of coming from the ghetto, being a North African, and arriving up there and gaining the respect from everybody in France, and even the racist people. Everybody was like, yeah, you French now, amazing. And this was his last game, and everybody was rooting for him. Everybody was, look at you, like, last game. Everybody was emotional. Oh my God, like, this whole career, amazing career, and this is the last game. And all you had to do was try to kick one goal and then finish your game as, finish your game as the best player that France had seen at that time. And then once the match was over, everybody would cry and everybody would say, "Bravo, Zinedine!" And you would just leave the terrain like a king and continue your career and become the great trainer that you are, etc., etc. And that's all he had to do. And then World Cup final 2006, that Italian guy comes out of nowhere. I mean, it's not out of nowhere. They those guys are playing against each other, and he tells him something. Apparently, nobody knows what he said, but he told him something racist. And Zidane was never somebody where there was things that we said about him, problems, etc. He was like, yeah, that guy where you're happy that this is the guy who represents us. Because it's not that he's perfect, but you don't hear him in the problems, you don't see him in the etc., etc. So once he's done with this career, everybody's happy. But that guy told him whatever he told him about his mom or his country or whatever racist stuff he told him, the Italian other player. And boom, he gave him a thank you. Materazzi told him whatever he told him, and boom, he gave him a headbutt. We say headbutt, right? And the referee came and poof, red card, leave the terrain now. And that's how his career ended in the French team. And that's horrible, because that was the end of his career. And all you had to do was keep it together and break his legs after the game or something. But right now, in front of the whole wild world, all you had to do was keep it together. And maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's the fact that it's your last game, all these emotions that are coming before this, and then we lost the final. And that's how his career ended inside of the French team. And to me, I was sad. Not for me. I was sad for him. I was sad for him because I was like, damn, you fucked it up. You fucked it up just now, the day that you should have just keep it together. And yeah, listen, it's been more than 15 years now. Everybody forgot this incident, but it will be forever the end of his career. Was tainted at that moment. All right.